So today you join me in my Ford Fiesta ST 180. It's a 65 plate, so that means it's a facelift, so it gets updated suspension and a few other things. So it's actually got boost by gear as well, which I never actually knew before. So in first and second it makes 180 horsepower, and in third, fourth, fifth, sixth it actually has an overboost function where it makes 197 horsepower or 200 PS. Overboost function works for 15 seconds, which is actually quite long if you think about it. Planting your foot for 15 seconds, you know, on British roads, you are going to go quite quick. So today, I'm just going to be testing the performance, seeing how it handles. It feels very German, which is quite surprising. You know, I thought everyone talks about these, you know, Fords being quite poorly built and being a bit raggo, but to be honest, I think it feels solid. I drove the Golf R quite recently. It gives me a similar feeling in terms of build quality. Performance wise, obviously it's not going to be up there with a stage 2 Golf R, but it's not bad at all. It does snake a bit under braking. The Abarth did that as well. It's not pushing wides, it holds its line really well. It's definitely got more torque than the Abarth. I think it's something like nearly 250 pounds-feet, which is quite a lot. This car is stock as far as I know. It's only got an intake on it. Even have a dump valve, or it could just be a recirculation valve. I don't know if you guys can hear that, the turbo whoosh. Yeah, no, it's definitely a quick car. Apparently this is the greatest driving hot hatch of all time. That's not my words, but the words of Autocar magazine. So it must be true, right? Gravel's under grip a bit. Yeah, it moves with the roads. With these low-powered, well, I say low-powered, relatively low-powered front-wheel drive cars, you can push on them quite well. As long as you're not braking in the middle of corners, or you're not lifting off in the middle of corners, it's safe. Otherwise, you do get quite a lot of lift-off oversteer. It's planted, very planted. But still playful, yeah. That's really nice. That's really nice. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I can see why everyone really praises this car. Initially, when I was first driving it, I kind of felt like it's lacking a bit of drama. It's not that quick, but that's because it's got boost by gear in the first and second gears. So with the Abarth, you got full power first, second gear. So just driving around town, it felt quite, maybe not extreme, but it did feel quite, maybe rough edged. It felt a bit older than this car, and it was. You know, the Abarth's been basically the same car for the past 12 years. I think they came around in 2008, 2009, and they're still selling the exact same car in 2021. There's actually a new version of this, the Mark 8, and plus the Mark 7 itself is a really good car. I'm sure if this was still sold today, people would really appreciate the way it handles, the performance as well. Some people did say that the interior quality and the actual cabin design is a bit, well, bland, I don't know, plasticky. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but it's not a 30, 40,000 pound car. You know, when this car was new, it would have cost anywhere between 16,995 and 22,000. Now, the 22,000 was actually for the ST 200 model. So that came standard with 200 horsepower, and in overboost it made 212 horsepower. So it was a bit quicker than this. This does 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. The ST 200 does 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds. So, you know, not too much in between the two models. So that's just a second gear pull. As you can see, yeah, it's definitely got torque. Is it quicker than the Abarth? You know what, I think so. I think it is quicker, but the Abarth felt quicker. Now, feeling quicker and actually being quicker, two different things. So with the Abarth, I had the forge intake, so it made that really loud whooshing sound. So it really sounded like you're on it, even if you weren't going, you know, really fast. It still did feel like a quick car, and I think the throttle response was better on the Abarth. There's no sport mode in this car. There's only like a sports traction setting and a torque vectoring system as well. The Abarth had a similar torque vectoring system, but with the brakes. So yeah, I think it is a quicker car, but where it's a bit more well built, slightly more insulated, it doesn't feel as extreme. The Abarth weighed about 950 to 1,010 kilos. This weighs more like 1,080 kilos. Overall, yeah, I'm loving this car. Absolutely loving it. Yeah, it definitely does feel quick. Once you're in that third gear, that's where it starts to pull. I would say one thing though, the gearbox, what was that? Fuel. Yeah, the gearbox, it kind of like slots into gear, and I feel like, I don't know, I thought my arms were quite long, but maybe I'm sitting too far back. Pushing the gear in, I feel like I have to really reach forwards. I don't think anyone else has that problem. Maybe it's just my seating position. I don't think I mentioned this either. It's got a 1.6 turbo engine. The Abarth had a 1.4 turbo engine. So when this car came out, there were a few competitors. There was the Peugeot 208 GTI and the Renault Clio 200s, or the Renault Clio RS. Those also had 1.6 litre turbocharged engines, but this was actually on the back foot. So this had less power. It was a bit more torquey than the Peugeot, I believe, from what I can remember, but they both had over 200 horsepower, whereas this was on 197 brake horsepower on the overboost. So yeah, it wasn't as quick as its competitors, but everyone praised its handling, and I can really see why. Now, on the other hand, with this car, when you're driving it slowly, you can get allegedly 47 mpg. I don't actually know how to check that yet. I've only been driving the car for a few days. But, you know, I don't think it's getting that much. That's like nearly 50 mpg. That's crazy. In the Abarth, I was doing like 35 maximum. On the motorway, obviously, you'll touch the 40s. But in this, it has got through fuel quite quickly. Once I'm fully confident in the car, and I'm fully, you know, used to it, and I'm used to all of its handling characteristics, then yeah, I can look into, I'll be honest, I wouldn't do a stage 1, go straight to stage 2. So intercooler, decat downpipe, or sports cat. Stage 2 map, obviously. It's already got the intake, so, you know, it's a really good car out of the box, to be honest. And I can really see why people love this. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next one.